Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's been a while. Thank you so much for still tuning in and subscribing and commenting and trying to reach out to me. I am a very busy woman, as you all know. If you follow me on my vlog channel, Instagram, anything, you know I'm really busy. But I try to respond back to everybody. But in this video, I will be starting Locs on this beautiful client here. And I'll be using Talia Waajid's Tight Hold Gel, and I will be reviewing on this gel how it worked for me. I have never started Locs with it before until this client. I have used it to retwist certain clients who request gel or feel like they need gel. I also use other gels depending on what the client wants. As you guys know, I'm a no gel type of person, and some of my clients don't like gel either, and I go with what my clients like. I don't really just force my ideals on anybody. If you like gel, please continue to use your gel. If you don't, I will respect that also. So in this video, I'm just going to show you guys how I start Locs, kind of a watch me style, start to finish type of deal. So here, her hair is freshly washed, no products in it whatsoever, and I am just freehand parting to start her Locs. I start at the base of the head, and as you can see, I am making like a sideways C to part as a parting pattern. Some people call it seashells. It's just a round part with being careful to keep it also neat. Just because it's freehand doesn't mean you're just pulling hair and coiling it. There's still some type of method to the madness. So you still have to have some type of knowledge of how you're parting. So once I parted it, I put Talia Waajid Tight Hold. As you can see, it retails for $7.99 in your local beauty supply. And what I do is I take my comb and I dip the tip of my comb in there just to keep myself from using too much, because you don't need too much of gel. You don't need gel at all, but if you do use it, you don't need too much. Just a little bit on the tip of the comb does the job. And I'm going to slow down later on, very soon in the video, to show how I do the coils step by step. But it's really simple. I'm just giving you guys a dry run through of what it really is. You're just parting, making sure you are conscious about how you're parting, having a parting pattern before you even start, knowing how you're going to part, grid, freehand, diamond parting, whatever it is that your client requests. Is important to ask, how do they want their hair parted? You don't just want to go and just give somebody whatever you want. She wanted a freehand parting, but she wanted it to also look neat, which it should by default. So once again, I start at the base of the head because I think it sets the tone for everything. And it's important to note that the hair on the perimeter of the head is less dense than the rest of the hair. It usually is anyway. So the partings around those areas need to be a little bit bigger, not huge, but a little bit bigger, just to accommodate for the lock size when the locks do mature and start growing. And just to slow it down a little bit so you guys can see how I'm parting. It's just a sideways C. Some people call it seashells, but that's all I'm doing. I'm just parting it, being conscious of the fact that she wants it neat. You're not just pulling hair out of anywhere. And I am just grabbing that section up with the comb and twisting or twirling the comb clockwise or in the direction that the hair grows. And once I've done that, I use my fingers to tighten it even further and then clip it into position. Some clients like loose coils, some clients do not. She preferred her coils tight and laid down. So this is why I'm pinning them. Sometimes you don't even need to pin them. You can just coil it with the comb, and that's that. So once again, I'm creating my part in the shape of a seashell or a sideways C. I dip the tip of my comb into the Talia Waajid tight hold, and I go in and swoop up the hair with the comb, simultaneously turning the comb or twirling the comb clockwise all the way down the hair, all the way to her tips. If the comb doesn't make it there because it's just wound up in the hair, I take it out and I reinforce the tips again, because neatness is a priority, as it should be. And not just neatness, but making sure that the coils are going to stay together. They're going to survive the wash. Although some unraveling may happen, it is very normal, very inevitable sometimes with starter locks. But to make sure that the majority and the integrity of the locks remain even after the first wash. Just an example of how I get that gel out of there. I don't take a gob of gel and put it on the hair. It is unnecessary. Gel is unnecessary, but if you are going to use gel, a lot of it is really unnecessary. Once again, I'm just doing a circular, like a half circle pattern to kind of freehand part it. No grid pattern there, no diamond, no actual symmetry. And as I said, on the sides, it is important to be conscious of the hair density around the perimeter of the head and accommodate for that in reference to the lock size that your client is going for. So that is why I part a little, just a smidge bigger around the perimeter. Run the comb all the way down that section of hair from root to tip to make sure it's nice and detangled. Make sure my comb is not going to get caught, and that makes for a very easy transition with the comb from root to tip when creating the coils. And I'm just going to repeat that all the way up, but I'm going to try to stay in a linear formation. I'm going to try to go from line to line or row to row, just to keep myself in check and keep the hair as neat as possible. I also try to work with both sides, not just one side, because then the other side may end up looking much different than the one side, because you've been working on one side and then you get to the other side and it's different. So I try to work on both sides at the same time until I meet in the middle of the head. And as you may or may not be able to tell, her hair at the base is much shorter than the hair that is at the middle and the crown, and that's because she had a tapered cut. But that won't really affect how her locks grow. They will just affect how they fall, and I think it will look really good once they start growing. We are halfway through here, and as you can see, there's still no grid or lines or anything like that, but I have managed to keep my parting neat, keep it freehand, while having some type of organization to the parts. And it's important to note that this client is also starting her locks over. She started her locks with a previous loctician or cosmetologist, and she was done very wrong. I'm not gonna post those pictures here, but you can see them on my Instagram, because she did not get what she wanted. She got them much bigger than she wanted. They were done with too much product, and they did not turn out well. So this is her giving locks a second chance, and she still has them until this day. I think they're about 2 to 3 months old now. So like I said before, I'll be keeping up with her locks. If you guys would like to see more videos on her locks as they progress, please let me know, and I will get her permission to update you guys on her locks. I'm a little bit further here, and as you guys can see, I am working on both sides. I start on one side and work my way up to the other side, and then from there I work my way up to the very front of the head to make sure that I'm still consistent and making sure that I'm not grabbing too little or too much hair in the front of the head in reference to the edges and the perimeter. And right here, I'm almost done. I've worked on both sides, and I am at the crown, and I feel like the crown is the most important part because it's at the top. It's what you will see the most. It's what falls, the locks that will fall onto the other locks. So I take my time when I start locks. It's not like doing a retwist for me. It's like really important. So I really take my time. I'm very diligent and very detailed and careful when I do start locks. But this is a very simple and traditional method of starting locks. Nothing special about it. I'm just sharing how I do it with you guys. Okay, and now for the Talia Waajid review. I feel like it did very good in terms of helping start the locks. However, I didn't feel like it was necessary because I have started locks with no products at all. That's how I start locks the most, is no products. Because I think a lot of locticians are afraid to do that, and I'm not. So a lot of people who don't want products come to me to get their hair started. So, as I said, I feel like it was unnecessary, but it still didn't hinder anything. It did the job. I feel like it held her hair very well, and it did not cake up. I don't know if it flaked because she lives far from me, and she washed her hair. Like I said in previous videos, I always instruct people with starter locks to wash if I start your locks, wash your hair. Like, there's no waiting for 6 months, 5 months, 2 months. If your hair is dirty, wash it. Wash it. Clean hair locks faster, in my opinion, from my observation. So there's no reason not to wash your hair. But I didn't get any reports of flaking from her, or any reports of caking, like locks or the gel caking while she's washing her hair. The only thing that I can say about this gel is that it really caked on my hands. As you guys will see at the end of the video, it really caked on my hands from starting her locks. But in terms of a serious con as far as gels go, I don't really have a con for this gel. I feel like it was very lightweight gel. It did hold. I don't know if it was a super tight hold, but it did hold, as you can see here. I didn't put her hair under a super hot dryer. I just ran a blow dryer over it for a few minutes, and that's that. Her hair stayed in place. It looked great. She loved it. It's the size that she wanted. And as I said before, she is still on her lock journey. I am set to retwist her hair very soon. So once again, if you guys would like to see that, you want to keep up with her journey, let me know. I will get her permission to do so. And these are my hands after finishing up. It's not too much caking or too much flaking, but it's kind of like, you know, when you used to play with glue when you were a kid, like put glue on your hands. That's what it was like. And this was after I peeled most of it off that I'm showing my hands here. It washed off easily. It's not something that just would not wash off. This is just me being honest and sharing my experience with this gel. Okay, and that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much for still rocking with me even though I disappear sometimes. I'm a super busy mom. As you can see, my kiddos are in the background living their little lives. So yeah, I try to upload every week, but sometimes it just doesn't happen. I apologize. But I try to post quality content for you guys, not just post videos just because I'm posting videos. I try to make it quality and something that would be beneficial. But thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned for the next videos. Bye guys.